I want to give a quick shout out to these fellow people on the screen: Dora, Michael, Thou Shalt Play More, and Weinstein Gaming for being the top supporters on my channel and for helping me making all this possible. Thank you very much. And if you want to know how to support, how to be part on this list and part of the support, stay tuned at the end of the video. Hey everyone, this is Zero Prime and welcome back to another episode of Zero Showcase, the series in which I showcase the video games I've collected along with some other stuff that I've collected as well during my time here in Beijing, China. Now we're going to continue on with some more random stuff that I've collected, with starting off with this one, that this was actually part of the Junji Ito's work that I went to, that I mentioned the last time, in which this is a deck of playing cards. Let me just get it out there real quick. Here, now each of these showcases like different, works of Junji Ito, along with the different suits. I think they're all the same thing, or they might be different. Nope, they're all the same. Oh, maybe that. Oh well. But yeah, they have the same, the different works from like the model, Tomei, the pretty boy, Snail Girl, the House of Puppets, the blood plant, the oil, can't remember. It's like the weird boy that made things happen because he wanted it to happen. This one, can't remember which one this one is from. No, this is the holes one with that jaded jade thing that if you hold on to it, holes appear on your body and the insects come out. The Record of Death, the Woman Next Door, the Scarecrow in the Graveyard, and just to name a few. So, of course, I never really use these because when using playing cards like this, they will get worn down and everything. And of course, we have the weird character as the Joker, which is rather ironic if you think about it. But yeah, so I never really use the cards that much. I just leave it alone because I don't want it to get wear down and used and everything. So we have that one, and now to showcase some of the more interesting stuff I've saved up on. Like, now, as obvious as this should be stated, there are KFC, McDonald's, Burger King, and other restaurants here in China. And the one thing is they all are different, but the one common thing that they have is that all of them, they sell fried chicken as well. And, that's why it's like you could go to McDonald's and order a burger and such, but you can also order like some fried chicken stuff as well. And the big thing for fried chicken is KFC, and so they had a one-time promotional thing with the Demon Slayer franchise right here. So here you will have a bucket with the characters from the Demon Slayer from KFC. So yeah, some people might wonder why still have this. Of course it's not used obviously, but yeah, it's rather just interesting because how often do you see this? And of course I'm gonna hold the camera in order to showcase the next thing. That there was a time when what was it? The I can't remember how you pronounce that. I always had trouble when it first came out, but there was a time that there was a promotional deal with that game made by the same people of Genshin Impact and the Honko Rail game, that they had a promotional deal with McDonald's. Oh yeah, here it is. Zenless Zone Zero, that was it. That they had a promotional deal with McDonald's here. Then most of the stuff came with the characters from that game series. And of course, you know, obviously I cleaned the stuff out after using it because, again, how often do you see that? And it may or may not have a value of it, but again, at least it's a showcase, you know, stuff that, you know, not that many people would know that, you know, it existed. Or to show proof that it ever existed and everything. So that's rather interesting as well. And let's see. And of course, during some periods, you could get like a figure of, you know, a little Happy Meal or a little promotional things, like you get the mechanical rabbit here in the McDonald's uniform, which would be funny if they actually added that in the game. And then another one, another wrapper right here. We have that as well. And let's see here. Oh. Yeah. So Zenless Zone 0. It was rather interesting as well. And yeah, I did play that game for a little bit, and of course the question is though why I didn't make a YouTube series out of it. And originally I wanted to, but there was some problems with the recording, and as you know, those type of games that once you start, you know, you're stuck with that if you wanted to do the beginning stages, you have to select it, and it just made it feel like, you know, the magic of that first time is gone. So, and of course I was playing it for a little bit, but there was an incident where it just made me turn off from it. And maybe in one video when I'll talk about that, you know, I'll talk about it. But, and of course the last one here from this is where you can actually get the pins of the characters, you know, featured on the McDonald's brand and everything. So yeah, like I said, it's just rather interesting to have. Okay, so let me just put this back on the table. There we go. Let's position the camera a bit. Okay. And speaking of McDonald's, I did make a short that features that they were doing a Happy Meal deal where you get a Happy Meal, you get like the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe toys. And here we got Yoshi. We have Toad. We have Peach. Toadette. Mario. Bowser. Mellow Mario. And Metal Peach. Now, I was only two toys away from having a full set. If I'm not mistaken, it was Luigi and Donkey Kong. Those were the only two that I was missing from having a full set. So, yeah, kind of disappointing, but it was fun while it lasted. So, let's see. Speaking of KFC, here's like another thing that, because McDonald's said the Zenless Zone 0, they had a little production deal with that other game, Honkai Rails, which this is the one where you could get like 2 buttons of the characters. And let's see. Then KFC had like another weird thing with, I'm not sure what these things were exactly, to be 100%, but it was interesting to get. So I had this one and this other one right here. So it's rather interesting, you know, to get these because, you know, one-of-a-kind type of deals and everything. Alright, so let's see. Now this one I saved, you know, because it's like, you know, an interesting drink, I would say. And let me move it up a bit. There we go. Yep, this is called Elephant Soda, or Chonki Daishin Goshisuda. Of course, like I said, I'm still trying to learn how to speak Chinese because trying to get the tones right and everything is a pain in the butt. But yeah, essentially this is a watermelon flavored soda, which was rather interesting, and so I had to try it and everything. And let's see. Okay, we're down to a few items. Let me see here. Which one? Oh, well, two things from the KFC right here. Oh no, wait, that's not KFC. Remember how I mentioned that here there are different pizza places? Well, one of the other pizza places besides Papa John, Domino's, and Pizza Hut. Well, this one they had a promotional deal with Pizza Hut. Let me move the camera a bit. There we go. Then for order a pizza, and you can order to get a set of utensils of whatever characters these are from here. So, and of course I wanted to get something else, but they ran out of the other things, so they sent me a second set for, to replace the thing they could not originally send. So basically I got two of these sets right here. So again, rather interesting to have. Alright. Now let's see. This one is actually was a gift given to me by one of the students a long time ago, which is a simple ruler, but it was a very nice design and everything, and I didn't want it to have it, use and have wear and tear. And speaking of gifts, this was another one given to me by a student that she handmade this, which was definitely cute and everything. And speaking of stores, this one is actually interesting. There's a lemonade type place called Lime Lee, in which when you order a drink, you can also pick out a random rubber ducky for yourself. So now it's not like the ones that are like from the company, the ones that I've seen online where it has the video game characters and everything, but yeah, it's just a cute little thing to get and everything. And I'm not sure if there's a set of anything, so while would be interesting to collect, but not gonna really try hard for that one, because given how long that business has been operating here, I would assume there are a lot of rubber ducks. Alright, this one was something I put together with my Zero Build series, which is a Pokemon type creature, which is like an ice cream type. Well, I know that's not an actual type, but I mean, what else are you gonna call it besides an ice cream type? Then, let's see. Now, sometimes they have interesting things with, on keychains. Like here we have an Ultraman, we have a Charmander, and I kid you not, there was a company that made, different versions of Pikachu, especially from different anime series or get other Pokemon games and such like that. So it's just rather interesting, to see and showcase on that one. Then of course we have some small random figurines. Now we have here, we have a frog reading a book with coffee, a little ghost with a heart, a small plastic rubber duck, a penguin ghost-like thing, I'm not sure exactly, but a peach, a rabbit, and a cat. Now, of course, these were all given to me by my students a long time ago. This one, yeah, if you remember my Zero's build, that I did the whole digging out the clay block thing, and like I said, that was just a pain and a half for digging out all of that clay stuff only to get something like this small. I mean, It would make sense that they had like 1, 2, or 3 of these in there to make up for that, but for that giant block just to have one of this, it's just a rip-off. So, yeah. And then of course we have a little bell that someone gave me. Said about that one. This one I found like on the ground. Well, not on the ground, I should say. I just found it randomly, and it's basically like a simple toy tank. I was about to say carrot. Ooh, it's a corn tank. Now, I'm not sure if this is actually like a rip-off of Plants vs. Zombies, which is actually another popular game here that you see a lot of it. And here we have like a stress thing for cheese, but unfortunately there's a little, since this is old and everything, there's wear and tear that it won't, inflate and everything. I can feel the air from here, so yeah, kind of disappointing, but still neat little thing since I actually caught this while it was being tossed in the air. So, and then of course we have another thing that a student gave me, which was, it had like little candies and such inside, but this is of course Officer Judy from Zootopia. And just a simple cute little ball of Judy. And then the last thing that we have was, I can't remember where I got this. I think it was from doing that, when I showed that booklet of the escape rooms, because you had to go around to collect quote-unquote coins after you solve the puzzles, and you get like also this badge as well that, to showcase that. So, yeah, that's rather interesting. So, okay, well, that's all the time I have for this episode, guys. So as usual, thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a comment below, subscribe for more video updates, share this on your Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and all other social medias. And don't forget to hit the like button, help out the channel, and to turn on the notification bell to stay up to date on my channel. And if you guys want to help me out in some shape or form, I do have a Patreon account down below. And as usual, guys, thank you for watching, and have a pleasant day. Bye-bye.